As the cliche goes, April showers bring May flowers. But usually what comes after is the heat and dryness of summer. Hello again, Essay here. And before the hot weather of the holiday shows up, you should indulge in my new short story, The White Cat, a free exclusive on Substack. The links are down below in description. Join Margot Thompson, a beautiful stage actress and recent widow who finds salvation in the form of a white cat during a night of terror. While checking out my oddball thriller, remember that my Glitch series is still available at Amazon and Barnes & Noble. The links are down below in the description. While you'll find my peculiar story about a white pussy entertaining, that doesn't mean I'm out of ideas. I still have more stories coming down the pike, so as long as I don't run into any mishaps. You'll see those stories as well. Now let's get back to the video.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame. Dogs. They're eating the dogs. And this is what's happening. Dogs. People on television.
No credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
Well, I've seen people on television.
Let me just say here, this is...
But people on television said my dog was taken and used for food. So maybe he said that, and maybe that's a good thing to say for a city manager.
I'm not taking this from
but
television.
But the people on television saying the dog was eaten by the people that went there.
Again, the Springfield city manager says there's no evidence of that.
They're eating the dogs. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats.
Hello again. Essay here. I was going to make a video about this because I thought that it was transitory, almost dang, what's the word for it? For a moment I thought someone, what I heard was someone basically not quite getting their ducks in a row, metaphorically speaking. But I'm referring to an incident that happened during the Harris-Trump debate, where Trump spoke about how in Springfield, Ohio, Haitian immigrants were eating dogs and cats and other like waterfowl like geeses and whatnot. Now, of course, right now there's a lot of scuttlebutt on the computer about whether Trump was basically blowing smoke rings out of his butt metaphorically speaking, and whether he was actually being factual. And indeed, more than a few smart people started to check into this story. And let's just say this. Some of you probably saw the debate and saw that guy Muir claim that, the story is fake. It didn't happen. Well, apparently, most people just didn't let that slide. They said, you know what? This story is so outrageous that it just might be true. Because a long time ago, someone smarter than me once said that truth is always stranger than fiction. It is. And let's just say that more than a few smart people said, okay, we're going to go out to Springfield, Ohio, and wait for it, the outlying community like Dayton, Ohio, and start asking around. And let's just say this. What they found out was not entirely surprising. Now, old Tim Pool, he's got the receipts on what was found. And believe me, I found it disturbing. Okay, are you ready? Here we go.
We have the report from Chris Rufo. He says that we have discovered that migrants are, in fact, eating cats in Ohio. He says, we have verified with multiple witnesses and visual cross-references that African migrants in Dayton, the next city over from Springfield, barbecued these cats last summer. Now, in this image, it's a TikTok from a year ago. You can see animals roasting on the grill. The response from the left, from the corporate press, is they look like chickens. They look like some kind of animal, I guess. However, the legs are pulled up. And so we'll go through this. As many people are saying they look like chickens, I don't believe, I'm leaning slightly towards cats on this one. Here's the video in question. I'll play it for you.
Yo, what is this they got on the grill?
Did they kill some cats?
Man,
You hear the people who are filming. Did they kill some cats?
listen, man. There go a cat right there. His ass better get missing, man. Look like his homies on
I'm sorry, that was good. His ass better get missing.
the grill, man. What the fuck? Yo.
So that's the clip. We have this from Chris Rufo, the cat eaters of Ohio. The establishment media called it a racist myth, but is it? Now, I will add, Chris Rufo's report on this is that one instance does not prove it's happening all over the place. Could be an isolated incident. There's no evidence they're eating dogs like Donald Trump said. This is just more and more evidence. Now, CBS News says not true. Ohio police dispute new allegations immigrants are eating pets in Dayton. Chris Rufo has responded, but let's start from the beginning. Now, of course, we know that Donald Trump shocked audience in the debate by saying they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. And we got, to our great luck, an awesome song out of it. An awesome song with Hassan Piker, the leftist, screaming, ah! And then it's fun. He goes on to say, the establishment media was not amused. During the debate, ABC's David Muir dismissed Trump's rhetoric with his version of a fact check, citing the Springfield city manager saying there have been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the migrant community. Other publications went further, blasting the former president for spreading a racist smear, century-old stereotype, and a cat-eating conspiracy theory. So is there a truth to the charge? We have conducted an exclusive investigation that reveals that, yes, in fact, some migrants in Ohio appear to have been eating the cats, though not exactly in the manner that Trump described. Our investigation begins in a rundown neighborhood of Dayton, Ohio, the closest major city to Springfield, about a half-hour's drive away. This is important to understand. Springfield is a town just outside of Dayton, Ohio, just outside of, an hour or so. We identified a social media post dated August 25th, 2023, with a short video depicting what appears to be two skinned cats on top of a blue barbecue. Yo, the Africans wild on Parkwood, reads the text, referring to Parkwood Drive. The video then pans down to 2 live cats walking across the grass in front of a rundown fence. The voice on the video warning, there go a cat right there. His ass better get missing, man. Look at his homies on the grill. Here's what's important. Rufo says they've confirmed this post is a year old, over 1 year old, well before the story went viral. Yo, the Africans wild on Parkwood. We spoke with the author of the video who asked to remain anonymous, but confirmed its time, location, and authenticity. He told us he was picking up his son last summer when he noticed the unusual situation. It was some Africans that stay right next door to my kid's mother. This African dude next door had the damn cat on the grill. We then identified the home by matching it to the visuals in the video and cross-referencing them with eyewitnesses. When we knocked on the door of the first unit, a family answered, telling us they were from the Democratic Republic of the Congo and that all the surrounding units were occupied by other African migrants. One of the residents told us that her former neighbors, also from Africa, had lived in an adjacent unit last month. They had a blue grill, and the father would find meat in the neighborhood. Her dad was going to find meat, she said. Her dad was holding a knife. The current residents also showed us a blue grill of the same make and model in the video, which the former neighbors had abandoned after they moved out. There were at least 10 cats wandering around the complex, and another resident complained they were breeding on the property. According to the original witness, whose son was friendly with the neighbors, there was no doubt about what happened. They was barbecuing the damn cat, he said. His son's mother had previously witnessed the family butchering a mammal on the street, but the cats on the barbecue put him in such a state of shock he felt the need to film it. To be clear, the single incident does not confirm every particularity of Trump's statement. The town is Dayton, not Springfield. Cats alone were on the grill, not cats and dogs. But it does break the general narrative peddled by the establishment media and its fact checkers, who insisted that this has never happened, that any suggestion otherwise is somehow an expression of racism. It takes only a single exception, however, to falsify hypothesis, and the logical next step for any honest broker is to ask if it is happening more often and elsewhere. It is not implausible. Many developing nations, including the Congo and Haiti, have traditional animal sacrifice or consumption of what Americans would consider household pets. And if this occurred in Dayton, where the migrant population is relatively small, it could be going on down the road in Springfield, where it is relatively much larger. Independent journalists are already on the hunt and could reveal more. The Daily Wire has dispatched a reporter to Springfield to investigate. The Federalist has published a police report with allegations that a group of Haitians emerged from a city trail with dead geese in hand. Ohio's Attorney General Dave Yost has backed up this claim, arguing that citizens with such firsthand knowledge would be competent witnesses in court. There's a legitimate debate to be had about migration and culture. All immigrants bring with them a particular tradition, which in this case, in the case of countries such as Haiti and the Congo, can include practices that many Americans find disturbing. This cultural divide causes understandable consternation for non-migrants living in the rougher parts of places like Dayton and Springfield. Now, according to CBS News, they're disputing this. This is from the same day at 10:41 p.m. It was updated. They say police say there is no evidence that immigrants are eating pets, calling new allegations that emerged online on Saturday irresponsible. The police statement was issued hours after new video and an article alleged African immigrants in Dayton were seen preparing to grill dead cats. The claim was shared by Senator J.D. Vance. This is insanity! I'm sorry if I get a little heated, but we literally have Chris Rufo showing a video from a year ago where a guy says they're grilling the damn cats. Cat better get missing. Look at his homies on the grill. They interviewed witnesses and locals who confirmed the people were grilling cats. There's video of it. What more can we possibly do? You tell, I honestly, I can't, I have no idea. We have now dozens of videos of locals in Springfield, Ohio saying, yeah, they're cooking cats. A video of a woman crying, saying, it's not a joke. Why are you making fun of us? You don't know what it's like to wake up and see your dog decapitated. Then we get this from Chris Rufo. At the very least, strong indication it's happening. One instance does not make a trend. But the preponderance of evidence is clear. The story is more likely true than not. Though I don't know how you get more definitive evidence other than filming somebody walking up with high-definition cameras, live streaming a guy who's grilling a cat at the time. The problem is, I guarantee you this. If right now the Daily Wire crew live streams, breaking news, guys, we're on the ground Come here. They got cats on the grill. The media will claim it's staged and they're only doing it because of Trump. I don't know how else you're supposed to deal with this. Now they're claiming it's chickens. Look like his homies on the grill. Oh, poor cat. Yikes, man. They say the new allegation has prompted backlash and skepticism, with many users saying the carcasses look more like chickens. CBS News has reached out to veterinary experts on their opinion on what type of carcass is on the grill. The people who were there, who were standing there and pulled their camera. You got a grainy camera, that I get. But they're looking at it with their own eyes and they're like, that's a cat. And it's from a year ago. The best evidence so far. No one predicted that Donald Trump a year later would go up on stage in the debate and say, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. So why would this guy fake it? Absolutely insane. Chris Rufo has responded, saying, CBS News has published a response to the Cat Eaters of Ohio story. It's a supremely dishonest and completely partisan report, but let's break it down to show exactly how the establishment media maintains its lines of propaganda. The CBS report hinges on two arguments. First, CBS writes, the video shows what appears to be animal carcasses on a grill. The man filming the footage alleges without evidence that they are cats. Without evidence, the eyewitness directly observed the incident and took a video recording of it, both of which are first-hand evidence. But CBS's apparent standard, when such evidence violates the establishment narrative, is don't believe your lying eyes. Without evidence. Witness testimony is evidence, not proof. Video is evidence, not proof. There's a difference, but evidence is there. The report also quotes Dayton's Democratic mayor, who says there have been absolutely zero reports of this type of activity, which is true, but does not contradict the evidence at all. Nobody filed a police report, so there would be no police report. And the absence of a police report does not mean that something did not happen. This is a convenient way of ignoring the evidence and laundering lies through friendly media apparatus. What did CBS not do? Journalism. The network, which has massive resources, did not send a reporter to the scene, interview the eyewitnesses, interview the neighbors, investigate the visual evidence, conduct background research, or provide a detailed analysis. They simply adopted the don't believe your lying eyes as their standard and repeated an empty, evidence-free statement from a partisan political figure. He says, now I'd like to take you through exactly how we produced the story and analyzed the evidence. This is precisely the case that I made in the original piece. That the establishment media is more interested in denial and obfuscation, even when the evidence points the other way. Sourcing. An individual in my personal social network reached out with a tip and a link to the social media post with video. The source neither requested nor received the monetary prize I had posted on social media a few days prior. Our team then collected the time-stamped social media from August 2023, which was still live. We tracked down the author, authenticated the video, matched it to his voice, and conducted an interview by phone, in which he confirmed the key details of the story. The following day, we had the author bring us to the location and make introductions. Had a team member conduct background research and sent a reporter into the field to make observations and conduct interviews. To confirm the exact location of the video, we matched the visual elements in the picture to the visual elements on the scene, down to matchmaking knot patterns in fence planks, which provided us with the precise address and camera position relative to the scene. For extra care, we also cross-referenced the visual evidence with street and satellite images plus residential property records. Our interview with the eyewitness matched the details of the original video and was unambiguous in its conclusion. This African dude next door had the damn cat on the grill. They was barbecuing the damn cat. The eyewitness was familiar with the African families in the housing complex. His son played their children. And his child's mother, who lived next door to the Africans, had observed them on at least one occasion butchering a large mammal on the street. The eyewitness had a close, unmediated look at the incident and maintained a consistent story over 1 year to multiple different groups, including his own peer group. He's familiar with barbecuing, and like anyone is familiar with cats. The source of his initial shock was that the animal on the grill was not a chicken, burger, hot dog, or other usual fare. Again, he witnessed the incident firsthand, recorded a video, and maintained a consistent story over a year. This is all direct evidence contrary to CBS News' disingenuous claim. I will stress this too for Chris Rufo. Why would he film a video of a guy barbecuing chicken? Now, you go to the Asian markets in New York and there's chickens and rabbits hanging up. Nobody's going to go, whoa, they got chickens hanging up. But if you saw a cat, you'd be like, that's a cat. That's crazy to us. Our field reporter spoke with half a dozen people in the housing complex who confirmed the following details. All of the residents of the complex were migrants from Africa, most commonly the Congo. They were familiar with the eyewitness, his child's mother and his son. They told us another African family had recently moved out of one of the units. This family owned and used a blue grill. The father would go with a knife and gather meat. There were stray cats breeding on the property, and some residents wanted to get rid of them. We also made the following direct observation on the scene. We matched the visuals in the video to the location. We found an abandoned grill that matched the make, model, and color in the video and the descriptions in the interviews. We noticed there were at least 10 cats on the property, which appeared to be strays, and were very comfortable with the residents coming out of the porches and milling around the exterior of the house. Our research team learned that there's a tradition of cat eating in the Congo and surrounding nations. We also learned that since at least 2021, Dayton has accommodated a relatively large number of migrants from the Congo. By chance, one of our in-house researchers had experienced dissecting cats and studying their anatomy. In addition, we spoke on background with a chicken farmer, surgeon, biologist, hunter, and medical professor after some left-wing conspiracy accounts on social media began claiming the animals were chickens rather than cats. We asked them to provide their opinion. I will produce some of the conclusions, the quotations. The farmer, who has processed thousands of animals per year, confirmed that it could not be a chicken. Quote, the most obvious evidence is that the claws on the grill are facing the wrong way for it to be an avian creature. Size-wise, the only poultry could credibly be compared to is a Cornish game hen or something small, but the carcasses are much larger than that. Literally, any poultry farmer or butcher would tell you that's not a chicken or a waterfowl. So let's pull this back up. I'll pull up the image. So you see the claws curling forward towards the body. The chicken's feet are flat like this, and they curl back the other direction. As a chicken farmer myself, not really, but we got a lot of chickens. I agree with the assessment of this here chicken farmer. The legs pointed up also, to me, I does not look. You guys have seen chickens at the grocery store. We have cooked chickens. We have gone to farms and picked up chickens. I feel like most people who have seen a fresh plucked, ready, a chicken like raw or like just, we'll call it fresh. The legs are hanging down. They don't curl up and bend like that. A bird wouldn't be able to rest upside down like that. Its heavy legs would cause it to flop to one side or the other, or the legs would just drop down to either side. There's no way for a bird to naturally sit that way. They're bottom-heavy creatures. The legs are too skinny to be a chicken. The drumstick, even on a laying hen, would be much meatier. I mean, we all know what drumsticks look like. Look at how thin that is. We've all seen drumsticks. You know what a drumstick looks like. It's not long like that. Those look like cats.
Okay, you saw that. Now, of course, some of you saying, what is the matter with these people? I mean, they never heard of a damn supermarket? And I would think, yeah, I would think that too. In fact, I remember my mom once made the crack about how when we would leave the front door open, she would ask, what's the matter with you? We're born in a barn? And of course, that was basically her way of saying to close the damn door. But then she told us about Mr. Owen. And you say, who the hell is that? Well, he was, let's just say this, he was a local troublemaker back in her hometown of Cotton Plant, Arkansas. And she said when she was a little kid back in the 1930s, 1940s, she said that Mr. Owen was a real character. Almost like a Foghorn Leghorn, but more ornery. Because she said that he would go around town riding a mule he was bigger than the mule. And he had a habit of burning down people's smokehouses. And she said that one time he did that, and why he would burn down people's smokehouses, because he would steal the meat afterwards. But one time when he did that, there was a cat inside the smokehouse. And the cat got burned up. And my mom said she watched him sitting there eating what he thought was some ham hocks. Except he was sitting there complaining about, for a ham hock, it's got a bunch of little bones in it. And my mom could tell right away that he wasn't eating a ham hock, he was eating a cat. No joke. But then again, she said that's the kind of character Mr. Owen was. And then she told me some other stories about him as well. How one time he was wearing a bearskin coat, and he got so drunk out of his mind that he saw himself in the mirror and thought it was a damn bear in the house, and he took out a shotgun and shot the damn mirror. No joke. And there was another incident where he was told that he needed to start brushing his teeth because he was suffering gingivitis and his teeth were going to fall out. And of course you say, well, this was in the early 20th century, not too many people brushed their teeth back in those days. And I say, yeah, I agree. But eventually he tried to start brushing his teeth, but she said that when he started brushing his teeth started falling out. And his family found him in the bathroom one day crying because the last tooth they had in his mouth fell out and all his teeth were gone. Yep, that's the kind of character Mr. Owen was. But the thing is, when it comes to these dead cats, you can't deny the fact that these people, I mean, they must have been raised in a barn. Of course, as you saw in Tim's video, one group of people who was actually filmed cooking a cat on a grill, they weren't even from Haiti. They were from damn sub-Saharan Africa. I think he said they were from Cameroon or I think Congo. And I'm thinking, well, hell, those people eat monkey. I mean, I'm not even kidding. Remember some of those weird monkey viruses that are popping up back in the 20th century? I ain't just talking about Ebola. I think there was like monkey flu and a couple others. Where do you think those diseases came from? Yeah. The damn people in sub-Saharan Africa would go into the bush and find a monkey or a chimpanzee and kill it, and they cook it for lunch. And of course, naturally, you'll probably say, why you go do something crazy like that for? I don't know. But I guess considering if you're in sub-Saharan Africa, ain't too many damn Vons or Ralphs around the corner. So I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. And the fact that you have people here in the United States who are still behaving as though they're out there in damn Zimbabwe or down there in damn Upper Volta or damn Ivory Coast, and I'm thinking, dude, there's a damn food from a supermarket just 2 blocks away. You never heard of a damn supermarket, homie? I mean, like, really? That's just nuts. And it seems to me that these people that were caught eating at least one cat wasn't doing it out of sustenance. I think they're doing it almost out of force of habit. I mean, for example, how many people out there, when they use the toilet, leave the toilet seat up? And how many times have you heard from ladies how they don't like that? And of course, guys say, well, what do you care? Just lower the damn seat down. But thing is, most women don't want to lower the seat down. They want the seat down all the time, and therefore they want your dumb ass, after you're taking a whiz, to then lower the seat after you finish. Yeah. And I guess when it comes to these damn people from sub-Saharan Africa, as well as certain other zip codes, they have no issue eating animals that most people here would consider pets. Like dogs, like cats. I mean, remember Barack Obama? Yeah, he ate dog once, back when he was in Indonesia. And he probably wasn't the only one either. And I remember Elmer Dills. He used to be the in-house food guy for KABC. Well, he did a week-long TV special where he went to China, and this was back in the 80s. Most people hadn't been to China during that time period. And he said he went to a restaurant, and they fed him cat, they fed him rat, and they fed him I think it was can't remember if it was squirrel or mongoose. It was some kind of rodent. And and when he announced that he actually liked the dog, it tasted pretty good. Oh my God. He mentioned later on in a different broadcast that he got a lot of hate mail from people who said, "What are you eating dogs for, dude? Are you mental?" Yeah, he got a lot. No, this was like I said, this was back in the 80s, pre-internet, pre-social media, and he got a lot of hate mail over that. Now, me personally, I would never knowingly eat a dog or a cat. Okay. Now, if somebody slipped it in with my fried rice and my chow mein noodles, well, it is what it is. But I personally would never be knowingly eat someone's pet. Okay. I mean, that's just too gross, even for my taste. But the thing I find most galling is not so much these people from these foreign countries that eating these animals, is the fact that the news media went so far out of their way to try to pretend it didn't happen. Why? I don't know. I mean, even Tim, in his video, he said that he didn't know what the people at CBS as well as ABC News were thinking. I mean, didn't they know for any second that someone with a little bit of integrity and a little time and resources could go out to Ohio, talk to the people, and actually confirm or debunk the story? And the fact that these people, mostly in New York, wouldn't even get off their big fat butts to even check out the story. They would just simply, type in something on maybe like X or some other social media. Oh, the story's been debunked, when they know it hasn't been debunked, because they probably never didn't investigate the story at all. I mean, that's just unconscionable. That's just pure laziness. And if you're supposed to be an official news reporter, and you're doing stuff like that, well, guess what? Maybe you shouldn't have that job. Maybe you should give that job to somebody else actually going to get off his butt and actually check out the story. Because I remember Mike Wallace. And Mike Wallace, he was a good dude. I mean, I never known him to hear a rumor or a tale about something that seemed outlandish, and he would then make a program for the 60 Minutes and say, "Oh, we investigate the story and it's total malarkey." And in fact, he never didn't investigate anything. I never known Mike Wallace to do something like that. But the people who run around nowadays who call themselves reporters, these are not reporters. I don't know what you call them. A bunch of lazy bones for the most part. A bunch of people who were basically just sleeping on the job, just collecting a paycheck and not doing any real reporting at all. Now, as for the cat and dog eating, I think they do have laws in Ohio against stuff like that. Especially if the dog and cat belong to somebody and you then decide to turn it into breakfast. I think they have laws against people doing that. But the fact that the mainstream media and also, wait for it, a bunch of shills, mostly liberals, on social media trying to discount the story, saying, "Oh, it didn't happen." I mean, what the hell? Now, of course, some of you are saying, "Oh, if Trump didn't say it, then that's probably, if someone else had said it other than Trump, then that's probably why they're acting the way they are." Okay, I'll concede that. Except the thing is, it wasn't Trump. Apparently, he heard the story from J.D. Vance, who is the senator from Ohio, and he obviously heard it from somebody else. Yep. This story out of Ohio is just bonkers. But the fact that people, allegedly smart people whose job it is to investigate the news, basically try to make the story disappear, that's just galling. Totally. Unconscionable. Well, I can hope is that somebody in Ohio sorts this thing out and finds these people who are doing this and basically make them stop. Because we can't have this, okay? I mean, what's going to happen next? You're going to have a bunch of people from China showing up here and start having them opening up restaurants and start taking people's dogs and start, turning them into sweet and sour dog. I mean, we can't be having stuff like this happening in our country, okay? I mean, people have to know. We have rules in this country. And the rules is you don't eat dogs and cats. It's not allowed. I mean, if you're hungry, go to the damn supermarket. Or if you're broke and hungry, go to the damn food pantry. They got a few of them left. But don't be going out and grabbing people's damn pets and turning them into breakfast or lunch or dinner. That's just unseemly. Well, that's all I gotta say about this outlandish story. And believe me, it is outlandish. That's my opinion.